Kind of dark out here and there ain't no power. Yard light ain't on. There's a couple of lights on up that way. That one's one of the neighbor's yard lights. Pretty sure there's not a generator hooked to it. And out to the left of them, can't see because the barn's in the way. There's probably like 5 or 6 places where there are lights on. But I know the other neighbor up here, this side of that light a ways, if I go down toward the feed mart, I can hear their generator running. And there's still nothing that way. That little glow, that would be city of Newburgh. And the glow that way would be the city of Sherwood. And the glow that way would be Beaverton, Aloha, roughly. Hey, trailer lights are on because the generator's running. Power was supposed to be on 2.5 hours ago. Power company has not updated their estimated time. They've updated 3 times since it was supposed to have been on. But they still say it's supposed to be on at the same time they said before, which was still 2.5 hours ago. So, and we were wondering, there's hooves. Tyler and I were both out here about 45 minutes ago. She had looked down, or she come out and she said, yeah, Daddy, she was just got up and pooped, but her tail was still out and kinked. So, Ruby's baby might be born tonight, might be first thing in the morning, right? Depends on how soon she gets it out. All I know is, yeah, we just put the fish back in the water trough the other day. And guess what? Cows almost have it drained. And Ty was kind of wondering, what are we going to do if there's no power and we got to pull that calf, figuring it was going to be tonight. Well, that means we either get lots of flashlights lined up so we can see, or put a headlight on. The other thing I can do that I don't want to have to do is, my little generator is underneath the front of that tractor. I can shut the main off over there and shut the power from the shop down to this barn off and shut the main off in the shop, so that, theoretically there would be no possible way it could backfeed. And I can shut all the breakers off except for one set of plug-ins and the lights and backfeed a cord. Do I want to do that? No. Just in case. Because if one little thing along the way is wired wrong, it could backfeed. And let's just say my dad didn't always wire things the right way. He didn't understand that there was a gold or a brass colored screw on one side of the plug for a reason. And if you don't know, spin you around. A duplex plug. On the back side you have one green wire, which is your ground. Should be one of these corners. At the top corner if the plug's turned the other way. I put them in this way because cord hangs on them. If it's turned the other way, your ground wire will break the housing. Contacts on each side, they're in the middle. One side is silver, the other side is brass. The brass side gets the black wire. The black wire is the hot wire. The white wire goes to the other side. The white wire is neutral, or more or less ground. They both go back to the same place in the panel. And there's the panel. But, when I tried to turn the water on earlier, turn the pump on, I had the same problem with this generator before. For some reason, it doesn't want to run the pump. I don't know why. And it seems to me that I made it run the pump last time, but I don't know how the hell I did it. And, middle of the night, I'm tired. I don't want to fight it. But anyway, other thing I could do is somewhere over here. There it is. There's a freaking light. One of those worked. I could fire that generator up and run it, but then the generator's sitting right here. So I'm gonna leave her go for a minute. I'm using my little light. This is the one I've had for a long time. And the batteries are getting low. But that nice little square beam, I could shoot kitty corner of this place and see something well enough to hit it with something else. But I got 3 more of them fancy ones that we just got in the shop. So I'm gonna go grab a couple. A couple of them shined off the ceiling in there, should light the barn up. Dang, I already got way too much video. There's a few out here, there's a few in the barn, a few in the barn. It's like 10 minutes after I just showed you. And it started raining again, and the wind's picking back up. It's like, ah, it's wonderful. But, yeah, Ty's down here. We got 2 of these big flashlights in there, so that's lighting it up nice. Spread some straw for her. Now she just wants to eat straw. Hooves are out about 4 inches, so, and they're even. Should be alright. But, you know, make sure it's out and going before we go to bed. Say hi, Ty. Yeah, light there, lights it up nicely.
Good mama, Ruby. Good
She
girl.
just gotta calm down and do it.
Good girl.
She was too worried about where she lost her water. Did I mention it was raining? She just laid down, so she'll get with it now and get it over with. And maybe I'll be a sneaky bastard and throw this video up tonight while we don't have any power. Yeah, I'll have to hook my phone up and while the generator's still running before it runs out of gas anyway. Giving her a little help. They're pretty big. I just cut her out of the head gate, so she's on the halter.
Good mama.
And
Good.
hey,
Come on.
light enough to see what we're doing.
Come on, Ruby. One more big
Till
push.
I walk in front of the light like that.
There's a head. Good girl.
Look
Push.
at that.
Good mama.
Look at that. Kid's already opened the mouth. Just not enough stuff coming out yet. And come on. One more, Mom.
Come on, Rue.
Come on, Mom. You're past where the hips are on. Clean spot. Now we'll let her loose. Nice big bull calf.
And no water.
And yeah, no water to clean up. So guess where she's got to clean up?
Cold water.
Cold water. That's all we got.
Good mama.
And cow's trough is even lower than it was earlier. Yeah. Last year was her reprieve with losing a calf.
And you know what? Last year was a boy too.
Yeah, last year was a bull calf too.
He just didn't make it.
This year, this one's got a better start already.
That's one hell of a reprieve, Ruby.
Usually if we give them a reprieve, they make up for it. He is a big boy.
Good girl.
That's the other thing. Always make sure you pick up your utensils. So, with that, really you got a long enough video, so you might wake up in the morning to this. 'Cause otherwise I'm going to have an hour video for tomorrow, depending on what goes on. But that's what I like to see. And hey, I only shut the camera off just long enough to get the halter off of her head.
Hi,
So
Bubby.
you saw all of it
Good
for the
girl.
most part.
Good mama.
You got any ears? Oh, they're slicked back. They're moving. There they are. Okay, well, we're gonna leave her alone, at least for a little while. Come check on her a little later. Oh, and by the way, night calving doesn't work if you keep feeding in front of them all the time. For the main group of cows, last 30 years, we have really not had any at night. They're usually not till 4 o'clock or later in the morning.
Okay, but the 2-year-olds are a different story, though. They have food in
Yep.
front of them all the time.
2-year-olds have hay in front of them all the time.
She's just our exception. She's our token 3-year-old.
Token 3-year-olds done. There's 1 2-year-old left. That means there's about 10 cows left.
Good mama.
Somewhere in there. Don't quote me on that, but somewhere in there. So
Good mama.
anyway, y'all, there it is.